Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I am from Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV Newsdesk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV Newsdesk. The whole truth. To 15.7 trillion naira at the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded to prosecutors aiming the All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State governor Ibikunle Amosu.
Hello, welcome. This is Celebration TV News Desk, and I am Femi Marks. Here are the headlines. Reps in Nigeria to lobby governors over school reopening. Gabon gets first female prime minister. EU leaders meet and push for COVID recovery deal. And from Nigeria, still 9 power plants shut down, 2,079 megawatt capacity stranded. And sports, Real Madrid wins the league title. The news in full. You're welcome. Reps in Nigeria to lobby governors over school reopening. The House of Representatives met with stakeholders in the education sector on the way schools could be reopened to allow pupils sit the West African Secondary School Certificate Examination. The House Committee on Basic Education Services had a roundtable meeting with the Federal Ministry of Education and West African Examination Council Nigeria to discuss the matter. The House resolved to meet with the Nigerian Governors Forum, which is expected to lobby President Muhammadu Buhari to order reopening of schools. The stakeholders at the meeting agreed that if the September date for the commencement of WASC is to be met, there was the need for Buhari and the NGF to be involved in coming up with a timely and effective decision. They agreed that in the interest of the 1.6 million candidates registered for WASC, there was the need to agree on a date for the regional examination. One of the options is to find an acceptable date. The head of WASC WAHEC National Office Nigeria, Patrick Reagan, told the attendees about the logistics involved in the conduct of examination, noting that it is a long process to print question papers, while preparedness for the examination takes so much from WAHEC. And moving forward now, PTF warns against substandard hand sanitizer. Still story from Nigeria. The Presidential Task Force on COVID-19 raised the alarm over the prevalence of substandard hand sanitizers in Nigerian markets. It said the development was inimical to the efforts of government to curtail further spread of COVID-19. The chairman of the task force, who is also the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, stated these are the brief of the task force in Abuja, Mustafa said research had revealed that 63% of the hand sanitizers in Abuja were without the registration numbers of the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control. He urged Nigerians to ensure that they buy their sanitizer and other products from credible sources, while reminding Nigerians to always comply with the non-pharmaceutical measures put in place. The SGF reiterated that the reason for extending phase 2 of the East lockdown was still present, and the Nigerians needed to change their behavior. The Minister of Health, Osage Ehanire, also stressed the need for Nigerians to continue to observe all non-pharmaceutical measures put in place to curtail the spread of the virus. Another story from Lagos, Nigeria. Lagos pays indigent resident 20,000 naira for business. The Lagos state government started disbursing funds to indigent residents as startup capital for small-scale businesses. The empowerment scheme is under the Eco Cares Initiative (ECI). Under the scheme, each beneficiary gets 20,000 naira to invest in consumer goods to generate quick turnover, which is then ploughed back into the businesses for a higher return. According to a statement, 217 beneficiaries of the scheme who are part of the 2,000 people earmarked for the first phase were at the Adeyemi Bero Auditorium, Alausa Ikeja, Nigeria, to receive the cash payment. The special advisor to the governor on civic engagement, Aderemi Adebowale, said through the program, more Lagosians, particularly the less privileged and the vulnerable, will have funds for micro businesses and vocations. She noted that the government also hoped the funds would improve their standard of living and quality of lives. Adebowale explained that the number of companies produce fast-moving consumer products had already keyed into the program. She appealed to the beneficiaries not to abuse the privilege, saying successful participants would benefit more from mentorship from the partners who would closely monitor them and give progress support and recommendations towards further empowerment funds from the government. The special advisor said the social inclusion program was the first of its kind in the state, adding the 6,000 Lagosians were being targeted, with the first phase covering 2,000 people. She said the scheme will stimulate macroeconomic activities, promote a sense of belonging, and reduce tension in communities. And still from around Africa, Gabon gets first female prime minister. Gabon President Ali Bongo Ondimba named a new prime minister in the person of Madam Rose Christian Osuka Raponda. She becomes the country's first female prime minister. She will replace Julian Nkogel Bekale, who had been in the position since January 2019. Her appointment was announced by the presidential spokesperson. He said the president had instructed her to form a new government to run the affairs of the Central Africa oil producer. She is the fifth premier to serve under the Ali Bongo presidency, but Prime Minister Raponda is not new to political history. She became the first woman to be elected mayor of the capital, Libreville, in 2014. The role of PM has so far been occupied by 11 men since the first occupant in the person of Leon Imba. The PM post was abolished between 1961 and 1975. The longest serving PM was Leon Mebieme, who lasted 15 years in the role under the presidency of Omar Bongo, father of the current president. And still from around Africa, Senegal resumes international flights. Senegal has resumed international flights 4 months after shutting air traffic due to the coronavirus pandemic. An Air Algeria flight arrived in Dakar, with 6 other flights expected to depart and arrive throughout the day. Mary Kemesi Ngom Ndiaye, General Director of Public Health, said to come to Senegal, they demand strict compliance with border measures like the wearing of masks and social distance. Passengers departing this West African nation are required to prove that they have tested negative for the virus within the past 7 days. The certificate has to come from a laboratory within the country where the trip originated from. Land and sea borders remain closed. Senegal lifted its state of emergency and curfew imposed in March to stem the spread of the virus at the end of June. The number of cases in Senegal continues to spike. More than 8,500 infections and 153 fatalities have been recorded since March the 2nd. We'll go on a short break now, and when we return, we'll give you update from Europe. I'm still on EU leaders meeting and push for COVID recovery deal. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I am From Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV Newsdesk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV Newsdesk. The whole truth. Fight for glory. Desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you will not want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst.
Power! Every sound! 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 Power!
The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting. It's a time of revival. It's a time of revitalization. It's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural, and you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Edo State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I am From Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining and inspiring news on Celebration TV Newsdesk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV Newsdesk. The whole truth.
Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV.
And welcome back. Now, stories from Europe. EU leaders meet and push for COVID recovery deal. EU leaders meet today for the first face-to-face summit since the coronavirus crisis, with low expectations of a deal on a 750 billion euro post-COVID stimulus package. The main issue is how much of the recovery fund will be handed out on the ground and how much in loans. They also need to agree on a 7-year budget worth another 1.07 trillion euro. German Chancellor Angela Merkel warned ahead of the summit that the positions are still far apart. The Brussels meeting is due to continue on Saturday, but EU leaders may need longer to reach a deal. A French official said an agreement this weekend was possible, but certainly needed to be wrapped up by the end of the summer. Some states, including Italy and Spain, want an urgent decision not weakened by a lesser compromise. In the other words of Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte, They need to revive economies battered by a devastating pandemic that claimed 35,000 lives in Italy and further 28,400 in Spain. The recovery plan backed by France and Germany for 500 billion euro in grants and subsidies and 250 billion euro in loans is being resisted by several frugal northern European countries led by the Netherlands. The frugal states, which include Austria, Sweden, Denmark, and to some degree Finland, want some control over how the money is handed out. The southern states say they will hold the process back. There is also pressure to whittle down the size of the 750 billion euro fund, so the solvency instrument devised to revive the companies after lockdown could be under threat. More update from Europe. £3 billion for NHS to prepare for possible second wave. The NHS in England will get an extra £3 billion of funding to prepare for a possible second wave of coronavirus. Boris Johnson is set to announce. The funding will also help ease winter pressures on health services, Downing Street said. The PM is also expected to use a press conference today to commit to a new target for testing capacity. Under plans, capacity would be increased to 500,000 coronavirus tests a day by the end of October. Mr. Johnson will also publish an additional chapter to the government's COVID-19 recovery strategy roadmap. Downing Street said the funding would be available immediately and would allow the NHS to continue using additional private hospital capacity and maintain the temporary Nightingale hospitals until the end of March. This would provide additional capacity for coronavirus patients, as well as allow the NHS to carry out routine treatment and procedures. Non-urgent operations were suspended to free up hospital bed as the UK went into lockdown during the first wave of coronavirus. When in May, NHS England told hospitals they should restart. In normal times, an announcement of £3 billion to help the NHS in England cope with winter pressures might look generous. But these are not normal times, as the government pumps tens of billions into the economy to soften the blows of the coronavirus crisis. The head of NHS England, Sir Simon Stevens, has been in talks with the Treasury to get guarantees that the Nightingale hospitals can stay open through until the next spring in case there is another COVID surge. And now to business news. 9 power plants in Nigeria shut down. 2,079 megawatt capacity is stranded. 9 of the nation's 27 power plants were idle, leaving a total generation capacity of 2,079.1 megawatts stranded. Total power generation in the country stood at 3,269 megawatts, up from 3,074 megawatts, according to Nigerian electricity system operator. Data obtained from the system operator show that the idle plants included 5 of those built under the National Integrated Power Project, namely Olaoji, Olorunsogo 2, Omotosho 2, Ihobo, and Bahrain. Other plants that did not produce any megawatt of electricity were Afam 4 and 5, Ibom, Power, AES, and Hasco. The shutdown of the power plant was attributed to gas constraints, low demand by the distribution companies, maintenance, frequency response, and the rupturing of gas pipeline, among others. The nation generates most of its electricity from gas-fired power plant, while output from hydro power plant makes up about 30% of the total generation. The system operator put the nation's installed generation capacity at 12,910.40 megawatts, available capacity at 7,652 megawatts, transmission wheeling capacity at 8,100 megawatts, and the peak generation ever attained 5,375 megawatts. The distribution and generation companies carved out of the defunct Power Holding Company of Nigeria were handed over to private investors on November 1st, 2013, following the privatization of the power sector. And still on business news, foreign reserves dropped to $36.12 billion, says CBN. The country's foreign reserve fell by $454 million from $36.57 billion on June the 1st to $36.12 billion on July 15th. The latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria showed. The CBN in its February monthly report entitled Gross External Reserve said the reserves stood at $36.6 billion at the end of February 2020, indicating a decline of 0.4% from $36.7 billion at the end of January 2020. It said the decline was due mainly to foreign exchange market interventions and direct payments. According to the CBN, the external reserve position can finance 4 months of import of goods and services or 6.4 months of goods only. Using the import figure for the fourth quarter of 2019, it added a breakdown of the external reserve by ownership showed that the share of the Federation reserves was $0.33 billion. Federal government was $6.6 billion and the CBN was $29.6 billion. The CBN governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, at the last Monday policy committee meeting, reiterated the need for the government to urgently reduce its reliance on oil revenue by gradually diversifying the economy and improving tax collection. He said headwinds to growth remains the legacy issues of the persistent infrastructure and security challenges. In particular, he added, the committee acknowledged the gradual improvement in macroeconomic variables, particularly the improvement in the equities markets. The entertainment measures, the containment measures of the COVID-19 induced health crisis and the impact of the increase in crude oil prices on the external reserve. We're going to short break now. Then we'll be returned. We'll give you sports stories. Please stay with us.
Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I am from Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV Newsdesk. Every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT+1, that is 11 a.m. GMT+1, and Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV Newsdesk, the whole truth. Fight for glory, desire for victory.
I am Lizzie Johnson Suleiman, and I want to use this time out to invite all the women watching me right now. It's our International Women Conference again. I know you don't want to miss this. Regardless of what is happening, we are trusting God that God is set to do something great in our midst. The theme for this conference this year is No More Tears, and the date is on the 12th, the 13th and 14th of August. God's servant Apostle Johnson Suleiman will be with us, ministering greatly, and God using him to reach out to us again. So you don't want to miss this. Just get set, prepare yourself to be in this meeting. It's a time of revival, it's a time of revitalization, it's a time to get ourselves hooked up again, connected again to the supernatural, and you see what God will do in your life. The Lord bless you.
Live at the International Worship Center, Omega Fire Ministries, Edo State, Nigeria. International Women Conference 2020.
Welcome to Newsdesk on Celebration TV. I am Comfort James.
And I am from Mark.
And the news making the rounds. Please stay with us as we bring you details. Watch robust, objective, analytical, informative, educative, entertaining, and inspiring news on Celebration TV Newsdesk. every weekday, 11 a.m. GMT plus 1. That is 11 a.m. GMT plus 1 on Mondays through Fridays.
You are welcome to Sports Corner. I am Ivan Agafe.
Celebration TV Newsdesk. The whole truth.
Welcome back now to sports stories. Real Madrid wins the Liga title. Real Madrid were crowned the Liga champions for the 34th time after Karim Benzema scored twice in a 2-1 victory over Villarreal, which clinched the title with 1 game to spare. Benzema's double included a second-half penalty at the empty Alfredo Di Stefano Stadium as Madrid moved 7 points clear to end Barcelona's 2-year hold on the trophy. Barca had to prevail against Osasuna at home and hoped Madrid slipped up, but their fading challenge ended with a 2-1 defeat at Camp Nou, despite a brilliant Lionel Messi free kick. It means Madrid claimed their third legal title in 12 years after a relentless run of form since Spanish football resumed on June 11th following the coronavirus pandemic. Zinedine side have won 10 games out of 10 since the restart. They have conceded 4 goals in that time and never been behind in a match. Congratulations to that club over there. In another sports story, Serena Williams to play inaugural Kentucky tournament. Serena Williams will make return to the WTA tour at the New Hard Court tournament in Kentucky in August. The top seed open set 23-time Grand Slam champion winners Williams and 2017 US Open winner Sloane Stephens will be in the field when play begins on August the 10th. Williams has not played since representing the United States in the Fed Cup in February before the WTA tour, along with most of global sports shut down amid the coronavirus pandemic. Both the WTA tour and the men's ATP tour are scheduled to resume in August. Williams has already said she plans to enter the next scheduled Grand Slam tournament, the US Open, which is slated to begin in New York on August 31st. The Kentucky tournament was one of the 2 new agents confirmed by WTA Chief Executive Steve Simon last week as additions to the tour's revamped calendar. WTA action is scheduled to resume with the Palermo Open in Italy starting on August the 3rd. And that's all we have for you today from News from Celebration TV News Desk. In case you missed the stories here, have the headlines again. Reps in Nigeria to lobby governors over school reopening, and from Gabon gets first female prime minister. EU leaders meet and push for COVID recovery deal. An iron power plant shut down, 2,079 megawatt capacity stranded in Nigeria. And on sports stories, Real Madrid wins the legal title. Thanks for staying tuned to Celebration TV. On the screen now is the photo of the day, which says discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. I take that again. It's a discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. You can join the conversation and lend your thoughts on that quote of the day on all our social media platforms. On Facebook, Celebration TV, and on Instagram, it's My Celebration TV, and on Twitter, it is at My Celebration TV, and on YouTube, www.youtube.com/Celebration TV. The continuous transformation of our society is a collective responsibility of all, no matter the office you hold as a nation's president, a top leader, the opinion model, a character builder, a professional, as a person pursuing passion. You have a duty to give all to making the society a better place for us and the generations to come. Play your part and do it with all diligence. Thanks for staying tuned to Celebration TV. I am Femi Marks, and bye for now.
trillion naira by the end of December 2019.
Senior Democrats have responded by accusing of committing aggressive. The All Progressives Congress has vowed to punish the Ogun State governor, Ibikunle Amosu.